Time that music touches someone's soul, that it really goes deep in and becomes a friend to the lonely, becomes a champion for those who've been defeated. When music comes in and does that, it is the mark of something beautiful, the mark of something holy. And in all of that, to say, being at Carnegie Hall when what's going on right now is just wild around us, like all the things that you could see. I feel like tomorrow is a breaking ground of what we're going to be doing, especially in the city. Like, it's not coincidence that right here we're in this city at this time. I don't think it's coincidence at all. And I woke up this morning, I went to bed with a bit of fire in my veins. You can figure out maybe what it's for. But I was like, okay, I'm really angry and I don't know how not to be angry. So God, help me really process right now, because I don't want that expression to be what I leave this city with. And so he just said, when I walked in here, I really felt like it was a moment to be silenced for me, to say, oh, this as a collective, like what I was talking about, the unity earlier, as a collective, we get to go into Carnegie Hall on such a, bless you, sweet girl. We get to go into Carnegie Hall at such a time as this. Like, it's really, really powerful, and it's really, really beautiful. And I think, he talked about front lines and warfare. And some people are like, what in the world? What does that even mean? But, I mean, hello, it is kind of crazy. But what it means is that passage that says we wrestle not against flesh and blood. I really think as we sing, just a triumphant sound, as it breaks forth from our mouths, as they play and move, that expression of love, that expression of worship, that expression of hope, it actually breaks the negativity, it breaks the hate, it breaks the evil thoughts, all of those things. It really breaks the strongholds. And I'm just elated that for right now, I know that God saw it destined. He saw it in order, that what was going to happen before and what was going to happen after was going to be something powerful and beautiful. And I hope that things overturn because of our voices tomorrow. I hope that things change because of our voices tomorrow. Paul, you want to tell the story about the banquet table? Paul, tell the story about the banquet table.
All right, I'll do this real quick and then you guys get back to work. Okay, so, it must have been almost 20 years ago. I was about to do a lot of speaking, and I never really put my hand up for doing it. I just kind of ended up in a situation where I was asked to go and speak a bunch. So I asked God to just help me to say something that was useful, And I remember waking up with a vision, it wasn't like a vision, it was like a story that had happened, but it didn't happen. It was like a story that I lived that I didn't. So I just told the story. So I'll tell you the story. Okay, so I was at a table, a banquet table, like I referred to this music. But it's the Father's house, and we're all there. And what I noticed was there's so much food on this table, but there's not a lot of people eating. Everyone's kind of very polite, chill, and fresh food comes in, sits there for a bit, and fresh food goes out. Some people are kind of entertaining the idea of eating it, pushing it around their plate. Most people look pretty bored. I was. And I just been around this food a long time, and been at this table a long time. I knew how to be there, and then I think my wife just landed at the airport, so that's cool. And so we're hanging out there, and what I heard was, outside the Father's house, there's all kinds of food. You can get it real quick. And there's lots of different flavors. So sure enough, I said to the person next to me, hey, I'm going to go and check out this other food that I heard about. But before I left, just in case it wasn't true, I grabbed a little bit of food from the Father's house, from the Father's table, you know, just in case. So I go out there, and sure enough, a couple of days later, I can tell you what was true. There's lots of different kind of food. It comes really fast. What I also can tell you is, after trying a lot of it, I started to feel pretty sick. So I'm walking around feeling pretty sorry for myself, and I overhear these two girls talking to each other. And so I walk up to them, and I'm just kind of standing off to the side, and this girl's talking about what she was eating. She was talking about it like it was the best thing ever. And to be honest, it was frustrating me to the point where I wanted to say something. So I kind of procrastinated for a while, and then I said, hey, you know, hey, excuse me, and she turns around, she goes, yeah. I said, well, you know, what you're eating there it's okay, but I'm telling you from experience, it's not the best thing that you do. Like, it's not even close. So, I understand you saying that it is, but I'm just telling you, I know that it is. She got quite annoyed. And in the end, to kind of cut to the chase, I just said, you know what, I got this here, and I pulled it out of my pocket and handed it to her. And she just can't wait to prove me wrong, so she gets it there, and she puts it in her mouth. And the second it hits her tongue, her eyes well up with tears, and she's taking these deep breaths, and she can't believe what she's tasting and how it's making her feel on the inside. And as tears stream down her face, she says, where did you get this food from? And I said, I got it from my Father's house. And she said, where is your Father's house? I said, oh, it's close. It's like, I know the way, I can show you. And her face completely changes, and it went from delight to being angry and confused. And she says to me, do you mean to tell me that this food has been available and just so close, and that you and no one has told me about it? And so I said, well, yeah, but I can take you there right now, so let's go. So she basically has this sense that she just knew where to go, to the point where it was like she was leading me. So we get back there. Sure enough, the seat where I left is still empty, so she just jumps in that seat and just starts grabbing food. And she's going nuts on this food. She's laughing, big belly laughs, and she's now got one knee up on the table, and she's scooping food towards herself. She's, oh man, she's eating like crazy. Before I know it, she's on the table. And what I started to notice was everyone that I knew around the table had pushed themselves back and were deeply offended. I mean, there was some people kind of laughing and kind of wondering whether she was going to get in trouble or something. And as I was seeing this, I was starting to go, okay, I see. This is how we all should be reacting to the Father's truth and the Father's food. But we've become conservative with it. And we have lost sight of what it is that we have. And so I remember when I received that story that I believe really did come from God, that it was his way of saying to us, like, to really taste and see that the Lord is good, right? Is to dive in like a child, like with absolutely zero reserve. And so, Lauren wanted me to tell you that story. I think that is what you are doing by putting yourself here, going out of your way to come here and celebrate these songs. It's like the girl that jumped on the table and just wanted to taste everything they could. So my prayer for you guys is that tomorrow, as we just do this simple thing, like coming together, celebrating the gospel together, celebrating the food that we have, the banquet that we have been given forever, that we would celebrate like the girl on the table. Just leave the conservative nature at the door. Let yourself become a little unhinged. You weren't getting in trouble, okay? You're in good company. You know? Anyway, you're a blessing. It's wonderful to be with you and celebrate with you, and we'll look forward to tomorrow. Thank you so much.